define
What's our project?
what our project is about. It began as, for me, something about movement as an abstract concept. Taking it away from a body. And through that,
the body.
well, that's what movement is. Well, it's a thing, it's a concept, but it needs a human body to transfer it. So the movement itself can be considered an abstract concept because it's very dependent on the imagination.
And that's what our project is about imagination and how we perceive
Yes.
movement and how we, in a way, understand music as well.
Yeah. Well, but not as musicians.
No.
As just human beings responding to sounds.
Sound as an abstract sound, yes.
Yeah, so it's like what you said about moving further and further away from reality or material reality into the imagination.
So how are we gonna do this with our project? How are we gonna go further back from reality?
Well, so it starts with a person listening to a piece of music
Yeah.
and dancing or pretending to play.
Pretending to play an imaginary instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you've got already this double reality because you've got an imaginary instrument here and you've got very second reality instrument here, very physical thing and quite imaginary thing. So you've got already this surrealism in the air.
Yeah.
You've got this aura of, like double realities.
Yeah. The everything stems from the imagination consciously. So only that person can hear what is going on because they have headphones, and only that person can imagine what they're imagining. Only that person can experience what they are imagining. But if we can project that, we're trying to translate it without using direct physical bodies.
We're trying to translate the concept rather than the movement itself, the concept of the movement that is being produced somewhere there behind you, behind our black curtain here.
Yes.
And also, I think that's quite interesting, the fact that the person that pretends to play the instrument there can see this person as well and can see himself or herself in a mirror just behind.
And it's not them experiencing their own body. It's like they're looking at an image of themselves.
Like
an image is like
a mirror itself,
Yeah, it's disassociated from who they are as a person. They are this concept, or just an image of themselves projected onto a wall. In a way, responding to themselves, the image of themselves.
Yeah, so the people playing there, they actually become so much empty in a way because they're losing their own self while playing the instrument because they just have to capture everything that comes from somewhere.
But then they have to respond to the movement on the projection. Again, they have to use their imagination.
Yes.
This is how it's translated, one imagination to the other.
Imagination as well. So it's this beautiful abstract concept of translating the thing that is being translated, but the thing doesn't actually exist.
It only exists as an idea in the person's head.
So what we've got just the tools and we've got instruments to do that, and that's all what we give them.
Yeah.
What we give them.
So that's the movement thing. But then we want to produce something.
Yes, so what we aim to produce at the end, because we plan to use Is this on? Yes, it's on.
Yes.
So at the end of the session, we maybe the first atom we aim to actually create, to compose, and to create a musical composition out of the noise we create.
I'm a bit wary of calling it a composition because I don't want it to. I don't want people to feel like they have to stick to musical theory
Yeah.
rules. It's not about that. It's more of a soundscape where they're
Yeah.
just responding to their imagination and their ideas and producing a sound without any rules, consciously
Yes.
not sticking to any rules.
So we plan to record them first, and then using the
Record the sounds that they make. Is that what you mean?
the sound, and then I think we would like to play this whatever the soundscape, to play it once again, so they can actually respond once again to like a double vision, musical vision, whatever we call it.
Yeah.
So, and maybe with that we should go another one.
And then layer it up
Yes.
on top of each other until we create something that's really loud.
And so far from reality.
Yeah.
It's like going more and more into surrealism.
But
building up.
it's almost like it becomes physical again. It's like we've
Yes.
abstracted this idea.
But then we add more and more layers that actually create a sort of construction from the
Yeah.
abstract piece, but still
It's like the physical existence of the abstract concept of movement or imagination. Wow.
yeah. So I think that's our plan.
Yeah.
We'll see
Yeah.
how
that goes.
how that goes. Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to actually seeing some
Good,
students taking part in that.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how people respond differently from their different tastes in music.
And how it is to be surrounded by so much technology involved as well, because it becomes even more cyber surreal
Yeah.
in a way. It's like you create more and more cyberscapes as well.
I felt really aware of myself when I first started. But then
Suddenly
as
just-
we have more and more technology, it's like the technology is taking over and it becomes like a digital.
Yeah, and even the sound that we produce is digital. We've got keyboard and we've got digital drums. It's all digital. It sounds very realistic, like real instruments. However, it's still digital. So we're just basically creating these things just
into the ether, away from material reality.
and then yes, we're going further and further away. We're actually coming back closer.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I think we should start.
Yeah. It's time to drop some acid.